Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jahar Saab, Moselle Realty Group, Moselle Credit Services. We thank you all so much for stopping by my channel. Before we get into this video for the first-time home buyer, we're going to ask you all to please smash that like button, smash that subscribe button so we can grow this channel. We want to be able to share this information with many as people as we possibly can. And I can't do it without you. So if you would please support the channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing, we greatly appreciate it. Without further ado, we're going to get right into it. So the very first thing a first-time home buyer would need, the first tip I would suggest is to pull your credit reports from the 3 credit bureaus. That would be Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Again, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. And you can do these, you can pull all 3 for free at annualcreditreport.com. And I'm going to put some links up here somewhere or down there, annualcreditreport.com. You will be able to pull your credit scores once a year. And this is in the law. This is a law that has been enacted or implemented by the government to prevent identity theft. So identity theft is rampant. So I suggest that you do it because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, twice this year already, my credit cards have been hacked, and you never know what's on your credit report. So I would suggest that you pull it periodically so that you would know what's on your credit report. And so once you have identified what you need to work on your credit report, such as collections, things that may be in collections, bankruptcies, those things that may be on or slow pays, or over usage of your credit, you want to make sure that you rein it in so we can go ahead and get you to that next level. You want to make sure that you get your scores as high as you possibly can. The range of credit scores are 300 to 850. To qualify to purchase a home, typically you are looking at a range of 580 to 850. The higher you go, the better your interest rate will be. The lower you get to 580, the higher your interest rate will be and the more money that you will have to come out of your pocket. So for instance, if you get a 580 credit score and you qualify, most lenders are going to require that you put 10% down. You hear me? 10% down. So that means if you have interest in a $250,000 house, you got to come to the table with $25,000 for a down payment. So again, $250,000 house with a 580 credit score, you're coming to the table with $25,000 to secure the home. That's just a down payment. That doesn't include the closing costs, which generally is about, a good rule of thumb is about 3% of whatever the purchase price may be. And then that doesn't include the appraisal, that doesn't include the inspection. Those are the things that you would have to pay outside of closing. So there are some costs that are associated with purchasing your home. So the main thing, get the highest possible credit score that you possibly can, so you can get your your interest rate low, and as well as little money as you have to pay out. Typically for a conventional loan, you're looking at 3% down. FHA, you're looking at 3.5% down. So those are and then USDA and veterans, you don't have to have any money down in most cases for those 2 loan products. The USDA, which is your rural areas, or the veterans, you don't have to have any money down. Those are some other videos that we're going to share as well on this channel, so please stay tuned. That's going to be in our series as well. But once you got your credit score in the range that you need to get it into, then you want to call a mortgage loan originator, or you want to go to a bank and say, hey, you know what, bank, I'm interested in making a application for a home loan, and they're going to put you in front of a mortgage loan originator, and they're going to pull your credit. That's going to be the first thing that they're going to do. They're going to pull your credit from all three, and they're going to use your middle credit score. So, for instance, if your Equifax is 580, your Experian is 640, and then your TransUnion is 670, they're going to use that 640 credit score, which is going to be the middle score. They're going to use that middle score to qualify you. And then once you get qualified, that's if you've given them verbal information. That's pre-qualifying. Let's explain the difference real quick. Pre-approval is what you're shooting for. Pre-approval is meaning that you're going to be supplying documentation supporting you in terms of what you're stating to the bank. You're going to say, hey, here's 2 years worth of tax returns. You're going to supply that. You're going to supply 2 months worth of bank statements. You're going to supply that. And then you want to supply at least 1 month worth of pay stubs. They're going to require that. And so once you supply all that information and they pre-approve you based upon the information that you provided, your 640 credit score, your documentation that supports how much money that you will be able to borrow from the bank for that $250,000 house. So for instance, let's say that $250,000 house you get pre-approved, you're going to take that pre-approval letter and get that information on over to your realtor, such as me. You're going to call me and say, hey, Mr. Jahar, I've been pre-approved. I'm going to shoot you this email with my pre-approval in it, pre-approval letter. And if you don't mind, would you please show us some homes? And that's when I will say, absolutely, I'll show you some homes once we see that pre-approval, and then we'll go ahead and start that process. But backing up a little bit before we even get that far, here's some things that you need to know as a first-time home buyer. When you're ready to buy, and you're getting ready to buy a home, do not buy a car. Put the brakes on that. Do not buy a car. Do not buy any big ticket items at all. I mean, don't go nowhere in terms of purchasing refrigerators, furniture, or any of that, because guess what? You can unqualify yourself by purchasing those items. So you don't want to mess yourself up thinking that you're, since you're already pre-approved, that you'll go out here and, get something. You can mess yourself up. And please believe me, ladies and gentlemen, people have messed themselves up trying to buy those big ticket items. Once they buy them big ticket items, after their credit score have been pulled, the bank will go back and pull another credit score. And just to make sure that you didn't do what some people may do, which is buy a big ticket item and mess up your credit score and therefore unqualifying yourself to purchase the home that you saved up for and all that other good stuff. So number one, again, please do not buy any big ticket items. That I can't stress that enough. And make sure you don't do that. And you want to make sure that you have all your documentation in a certain time frame as quick as possible to the lender. Get that information. Don't delay, because you want to lock in the lowest possible rate. Because guess what? Oh, I'm going to send that document tomorrow. Your credit rate, the interest rate just went up because you did that. So you don't really want to play around. Just go ahead and get that information to them that same day. Go ahead and get it over and done with, so you don't have to put yourself in a bad position. The rate may go up by a whole point because you didn't get the documentation to them. So please don't delay that. So I hope this video was helpful. If I can think of anything else, I will certainly go ahead and get this information on the next video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Peace.